and we're not common. So if you're not common, you need to put in uncommon work.
With the way coach describes you as this like borderline obsessive MMA fighter.
Like you're looking at another person and we're trying to take them off the planet, like you said.
You don't get that high anymore, man. Like something like walking out in that tunnel that, you know, millions of people are watching. You get to go out there and like show off.
Sean tells it right to the face. He's like, are you here to be a teammate, to try the gym out, or are you just here to get some rounds? I'm here to get some rounds. Okay, and you're going to get your whooped today.
And then I just want to hurt, man. I want to do stuff to them that makes them think otherwise about
their
fighting
career
in general.
choices. Yeah.
Most peaceful, violent guy I've ever
The
met.
UFC is going to love you.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have another Coach's Corner, a little breakdown right now for you guys. We got TJ Dillashaw, who's going to walk us through some of the content, some of the fights. We have Coach Eric Nicksick, and we have a rising star in the UFC, Mansur Abdul Malik. Yeah!
Let's go.
Yeah! Are you kidding me? What do you call that? Hooked on phonics, hydronics, when you spell the name out perfectly the way you sounded? What's that called? What's it called when you say the name perfectly? Joe Rogan.
Phonetical.
I'm a phonetical expert. Play on my name. You kidding me? I did that one perfectly. And I hit the middle name, first name, last name.
That was perfect.
Come on, man. All right. So we just had an amazing training. We had TJ at the Jaxxon Media House running a cool camp for the Extreme Couture boys. And then after this podcast, just so you guys know, we are going to be going in the cage, and Mansur is going to show us some of the technique he loves. The way these guys name their technique, the way they break down fighting is so insane. And I kind of just want to start this thing off with, you know, a lot of people know of you as one of the rising superstars in the middleweight division. You train with some insane talent. And I just want to kind of break down who you are and what's going on to the audience at home. I know that a lot of people have been watching you, and you're on a tear right now in the UFC. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nicksick, I heard about a very famous phone call. The way you guys met is you guys kind of linked up over a Zoom or something. What's going on with this? Is this a true story?
Yeah, this is all Brian Butler, my boy. I've known Butler for a long time. He's the head of Sucker Punch. He's also Mansur's manager. Brian Butler and I work together a lot with a lot of our fighters, and Mansur actually beat one of a guy that trained at our gym. His name was Cole. And then Butler hit me up and said, hey, Mansur would be interested in speaking with you. He needs maybe to go to a gym that had more middleweights. Would you be willing to talk to him? And I said, yeah, give him my number. Let's FaceTime. And then we ended up FaceTiming. He was 1-0 as a pro, and I think we ended up talking on the phone for about an hour. And the moment we just started rapping, man, I was like, this kid gets it. Not only does he get it, just his personality, the way that he carried himself on the phone. He's a guy that I think that TJ would really know. You want to invest in people like him, right? He's a guy that's going to not only, you know, we can make better, but he's going to make us all better too. And there's a two-way street when it comes to that. When you're bringing the guy in, how's he going to fit in with the team? And right away, man, he was just amazing. I had him linked up with Francis when he came to the gym. So when
Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
That was your sparring partner?
I just wanted to get him around Francis. I think it was.
You put hands on him?
Keep your hands on me, man.
You guys sparred?
Like play sparring, yeah.
What's that mean when you play spar?
It's like really light, just like flowing, messing around.
Like what me and TJ do?
Nah, he did something else to you.
Hey, how is he sparring against him? He is as strong as everybody says he
dense,
is?
man. Like even like jabs were just like, whoa.
We had him on the pod, and when he sat down and he went like, you know, like
It's
he's
real.
such a nice guy,
It's real.
but you could feel the strength just from across the table. I'm like, this guy will eat me alive.
It's real.
Like he's the real deal. He'd beat me up.
Beats us all up, dude.
He beat me up.
My
No, he
shoulders
would.
hate him.
Jay, don't laugh. He would.
Of course.
Oh, okay, I thought you were laughing like he couldn't. Like I know you believe in me, but dog, I ain't doing nothing to that man. He's the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
When he came here, he was the nicest guy to us.
Yeah,
and he's so respectful. And I don't know about the whole internet or what people think or don't think, but he was so respectful. I
I think
mean, you were in his
it's,
corner for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he's my boy. I talk to him, you know, a couple times a week. I think people need to understand it's like my relationship with him is very different than others. People might think something about me, but get to know me before you don't like me. Or if Francis, I judge him by his actions and the way he treats other people. And he's only treated my family fairly and been an amazing friend and an amazing ambassador to our gym and team.
Mansur, is it true that you got into fighting when you were 6 years old because you wanted to be a Ninja Turtle?
Yes, that's very true. That's totally true, and it's still the idea that I have now, man. I see myself as something different. Like a lot of people say, oh, you're on this tear, you know, you're a rising star. I never see it as that. It's not even like me downplaying anything. I literally don't see it as that. I literally just train martial arts. I love to eat food. I love to compete and be under the lights. I feel no pressure. None of that stuff it comes into my mind. And really, I might have like a subtle death wish. Like every single time I go to compete, I don't think about tomorrow. Like I don't think about waking up the next day, and it's just so freeing. It's literally just me in there. I just feel so peaceful. I feel more pressure going to Whole Foods and just going to grocery shop. Like when I compete, it's just beautiful, man. And that's all I'm really trying to do. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to be myself. And more than that, I just want to be sort of like known for the way that I carry myself and the way that I treat other people in comparison to what I do. Like inside the cage when I compete, I want to rip someone's head off.
Yeah, that doesn't look nice, but yeah, me being around you today is a real nice guy.
Yeah, you seem nice until I watch these highlights of you, brother.
Like within my actions, I just want to take someone off this earth. Like it sounds really bad, but then
Oh my God, dude.
like outside of it, I want to be so kind, so like insanely kind, insanely respectful, insanely generous. Just approach people with a certain type of softness that you don't really see, not only from fighters but just from people in general. And I just want to conduct myself as a man that I would want my future son to be. So
You remind me a lot of Rory McDonald.
I love that. I love that because he's my favorite fighter of all time.
Damn.
If there's any like similarities between us, that's beautiful, man. I just love the way that he expresses himself, the way that he carries himself, and then like once again like that duality, like having like a soft-spoken sort of personality, and then when you go to compete, it's something else. Like I'm not even the type of guy to like scream and get crazy in the back and do all this extra stuff. I'll just get serene. I'll get peaceful. There'll be a smile on my face and it'll just be tranquil. I swear to God, there's nowhere else I want to be. Like I don't think about living the next day. Literally. Like a lot of times, like early in my career, like I felt really, 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 really bad after fights. Like I would go down like a bad spiral. Because like that high was just so amazing and so beautiful. And then you go back to regular life, you go back to training in the gym day in, day out. And it's not bad. I love training, but like everyday life, it's like when you don't have something on the books ready to go, things feel weird, man. Things feel weird.
Yeah, wait till it's all done. Like done. Then it really sucks.
What's that feel like, TJ?
You don't get that high anymore, man. Like something like walking out in that tunnel that, you know, millions of people are watching. You get to go out there and like show off, you know, like that's that feeling that you can't replace with anything. There's no drug, there's nothing that can replace that, you know?
Literally, like I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
If like people ask me, what's your biggest battle? You know, do you do this? I don't drink. I don't party. I don't go out in public. I don't do any of that stuff. But like the biggest battle will probably be chopping it all up and be like, all right, well, I've accomplished everything that I want to accomplish, God willing. And now what else is there? I'm just going to literally have to move into the woods and be by myself. Like I'll be a danger to society, man.
Damn.
You know, like
You are a serial killer.
That's straight up.
You are a straight serial killer, dude.
I just love
What
it.
do I
man.
tell you?
Serial killer. I love it. Like I just love it. There's nothing else that I want to do, and there's nothing else that'll gain my attention as much as this.
Damn, when I walk into the gym, we're gonna get ready to training. Like he's just in the middle of the cage, just like sitting there, just like waiting in like a trance of like meditation. You know, like he's got like a martial artist like mindset, right? You can just tell like this calm beast is ready to just like come out. You know, he was just like in the like everyone else is like talking, stretching, fucking around. He's just in the middle of the cage, just like waiting. You know, it's awesome.
It's real, man. It's like that. I literally do stuff like that so I can feel everything.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much.
Connected
and I
in the moment.
I enjoy training and I enjoy fighting so much. So I don't want to like have anything external messing with me. I'm weird sometimes, but I literally just do stuff like that so I can just feel everything. I just want to be in the moment. I just want to.
How old are you?
28, just turned.
Damn.
I just want to bathe in that situation for as long as I possibly can. Even though we might train for like an hour, hour and a half, I want it to feel like 3. So I do as much as I possibly can to just submerge myself.
So he's a guy you don't have to hold accountable. That's for sure.
No, we never do, man. You know, it's something that you know. Shout out to Micah. We go to Micah for our sports psychology, and Micah talks about those things in the fight, connecting to the ground, connecting to the crowd, connecting to your coaches, and it helps create tunnel vision. We call it what's called the balloon.
Yep,
right?
yep.
The red balloon. And then once you're able to feel that connection, I think it draws you into what the task is at hand. So,
What's the red balloon?
go ahead.
So the red balloon, it's almost like, I'll give you a better example. It's like a pink elephant. If I say, don't think about a pink elephant, what's the first thing you're gonna think
Pink
about?
elephant, yeah.
Pink elephant. So you kind of want to almost let go of like the ropes and the things that would distract you. You want to let that stuff go and just be present, be in that moment. And things I do personally that I didn't even realize were like activators, I guess. I did it for a long time. Literally, when I get inside the cage, I just wipe my feet. I might spin in a circle. I might shake out my body a little bit. But I do things to be present within that moment. I literally put my hand on my stomach and I just feel my breathing. I do it just because I just love it. I just want to be in that moment. I just want to feel every single thing. But if you look at like a sports psychology type of thing, all of those things are things that people do to make themselves present and keep themselves grounded when they feel like certain types of pressure or all that. But I don't feel that stuff. I just do it because it's me.
Yeah, man. That's powerful. I mean, halfway through my career, I had like this tunnel vision that I shouldn't have had. It was like all I could focus on was my opponent winning. Like didn't pay attention to anything else, right? Like, I was like so nervous at the task at hand. And then something super generic, one of my cornermen told me before I walked out, before I fought Mike Easton out in Atlanta. He's like, man, because I'd be in the back like, warming up crazy. And he's like, yo, enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy walking out. Enjoy the fans. Like, people have paid millions of dollars to be in your situation. Like, enjoy this shit. I remember that was like the first fight. Like, when I walked out, like, I paid attention where I was at. I tried to find my family in the crowd. I was like paying attention to what celebrities were front row. I was like gumming it up with Shaquille O'Neal. And it made me like really relax and be in the moment rather than like just so like in like just intoxicated with what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, so then I like had to like tell myself like, hey, I performed very well that fight. So I was like, do that shit again.
Yeah.
So that was my like grounding myself. And I just did this accidentally. It was just like finding the people I love, finding the people in the front row, like enjoying the whole environment, you know?
It's funny because when he fought in Seattle, that was his first live event. And that was something I told him before we walked. I was like, I want you to connect eyes with people in the crowd and feel the walk, feel every little thing, take your time and enjoy the moment, because those are the things that you're actually going to remember in detail when you tell your kids.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, you know, sometimes we forget about those things, you know. I tell them to enjoy signing his posters, take your time, sign everyone with purpose and intent, because at one point when you're a kid, that was the dream.
Yeah.
Now we see guys, they sign the posters and it's like, this is a part of their duty. And it's like, oh, this sucks. You know, enjoy it because that time goes away.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Time flies, man. It's literally already been over a year since I've been signed. And it was like that. It was instant.
Yeah.
So, man, time flies. I just got to enjoy everything.
How many fights did you have in that year?
How many was that? 3, 4?
So we did what, Contenders last June?
You had Contenders, Dusko, Klein, Brundage.
And then Tricoli.
Yep.
Yeah.
Active. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, you're on a win streak. I know we had that, what do you call it, a draw or no contest? Or
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
Dude.
So I'm kind of walking through this, and I wanted to back up for a second. Did you wrestle heavyweight in college?
Yeah, heavyweight in 97.
And what were you weighing?
At heavyweight, my heaviest, I was 245.
And you wrestled D1?
Yep.
At Maryland?
Yeah, in Big Ten.
What year did you graduate?
So I left after 3 years.
Oh, you only did 3 years?
Yeah, I had to go, man, because I literally only wrestled for this. Like I told you, I've been.
Oh, you only wrestled to be a martial artist?
Literally, I didn't even want to wrestle, so I thought. So my dad, he wanted me to wrestle because it was on not even like a funny way. We were on such a serious path because I knew that, of course, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. But then when you get older, you start looking at, oh wow, you know.
I really could be a Ninja Turtle.
You get money for like beating people up, and I can be a world champion. I was thinking about that stuff when I was 10 years old. Then I started having daydreams when I was 12 years old. And then when you start wrestling, it's a completely different thing with school involved and everything. Yeah. So then it became a little bit more serious, and I knew that I needed to have that. That was the one. All the other skills and all the other disciplines are beautiful, but wrestling is different, man. You know, you can dictate where the fight goes. You know someone's body. You can know your own body. You know different weight placement. It's a completely different world, man. Yeah. So I knew I needed to have that skill under my belt. Then I got good, got different opportunities. Went to boarding school for wrestling in the #1 school in the country in high school, Wyoming Seminary. After that, got a scholarship and everything. I went to UMD. But all during that, I'm seeing different athletes and different wrestlers transition to MMA. Okay, let's start this new journey. They're talking about it and they're being successful or not successful. But then in my mind, I'm still in school wrestling. I'm like, what is this? It was a weird thing. Definitely not jealousy, but I'm like, I am literally that little protege that people talk about. Like, and I never talked in college. I never talked in high school. I'm real quiet, real to myself, but I'm seeing everyone do this in the back of my mind. I'm like, this is me. I can do this and I will do this better than anyone. Like, I know what I can do. I know the dreams that I have. I know the goals that I have. I know why I want that belt wrapped around my waist. I visualize what it feels like, how heavy it feels, what it smells like, how close Dane will be when he wraps around my waist. I visualize all that stuff, man. So I'm seeing other people take on this venture, and I'm like, no, man, this is me. So I just didn't wait anymore. I couldn't wait anymore.
Wow.
My literally the last tournament I wrestled in, I got kicked out of it because I got into a fight, and I was just like, all right, that's the sign. I took that as a sign. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm leaving this. And funny enough, one of my managers, he was there. He was there coaching someone. He's really heavy into the wrestling scene in Maryland, and he was there at that tournament. Sat down with him against the wall, and we're like, all right, we're gonna do this. Let's do it. And I had a fight signed a few months later.
So you dropped out of school?
Done.
Never graduated?
Done. I left.
Damn.
Left. I was studying kinesiology and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
How did you perform in college? Like, did you get close to being All-American or?
No, I didn't get close. I wasn't in it. I was there. I literally felt it dying out. In high school, it was a completely different story. Like, I won like a lot of really, really big tournaments, like Beast to East, like probably the biggest tournament on the East Coast, like Ironman, wrestled, all that stuff, national preps, All-American there multiple times. But I literally felt it dying out because I was just ready to be done. I was ready to go fight and compete. And that's no excuse for my lack of accomplishments in wrestling. That's on me. But there was never a lack of hard work, ever. I firmly believe to this day that the techniques that I have and how hard I work, there was nothing left on the table. You know how people say, leave nothing for the swim back. There was nothing left. I was in the gym 24/7. I was in the gym at 3 a.m. I would steal my roommate's car and go work out at the gym in the middle of the night. And I would walk in the cold. It was a mile where we lived on the dorms in South Campus, and you had to walk to go to the practice room. I would have the janitors unlock it for me in the middle of the night. So there was never a lack of work, but there was definitely a lack of love, because what I truly loved was MMA, and I just wanted to get to that.
Wow, man. I mean, they told me you were a wrestler, like, because you would never like guess like how athletic you are, like how good your kicks are and stuff like that. Like, most wrestlers don't have that, right? So me knowing that you have that wrestling background, D1 wrestling, and you see how athletic and what you can do, man, sky's the limit, bro.
Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's got it all up here, too.
I can tell.
You know,
I can tell.
Coach, with all your training going on at Extreme Couture and this guy having like 100% finish rate the last couple fights, what is going into the training? Are you guys going into these fights saying, yo, we just want the kill? Are you guys training for this? Is it happening by accident? Obviously, we know it's intentional that you're winning these fights, but what's up with all these finishes?
We actually took a little different approach this last camp for him, because he's such a reactionary fighter. He fights from his eyes and his athleticism. So we do a lot of reinforcement techniques where he'll throw specific combinations, and then I'll move to my left or my right, and then he's going to perform whatever technique that he feels is valuable for him in that moment. So we actually talked about that like maybe a month before his fight. I was like, look, dude, no more set combinations. I believe in your vision and your eyes. Just when you see your hole, tear through that motherfucker. Exactly what I said to him, right? Like, and I want my clean kills. I always tell him that too, clean kills.
I love being free, man. And it's not that like a game plan doesn't work. I love a game plan. I love an objective and all that stuff. But I just want to be free. I just want to attack this man in front of me. And there's so many different things in my mind that you can do to someone. There's so many different ways that you can hurt someone, literally.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sort of like nullify any techniques or any opportunities because I'm so set on like a game plan. I just want to be free. And if I see it, I'll just go and I'll commit to it.
What about like game plan as in like what to expect, right? From like your opponent, right? You guys go through that though?
Yeah, we hunt, like we said, like we love to hunt, and that's the way we look at it. So I talked to him about that serial killer mentality. We're hunting another human being. I want you to look at mannerisms and tells, and what do they do when they're tired? What do they do if they're winning? How do they react to certain things? When do we go in for the kill? You know, when are they hurt? You know, anything like that. Like, you're looking at another fucking person, and we're trying to take them off the planet, like you said.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotcha.
Let's kind of talk about UFC 323. You know, you had a great fight against Antonio. And, you know, the performance was like something that I think would happen with the way Coach describes you as this like borderline, you know, obsessive MMA fighter. But walk me through this fight against Antonio. Walk me through what was kind of going through your head, because I know you guys had some good conversations before this fight. And I know also Coach Eric Nicksick he was hyping you up extremely heavy before this fight. And he was telling us some stuff about things he was whispering to you before the fight. So kind of walk that through for the audience so they get a little behind the scenes of what it's like.
Man, early in the fight camp, of course, you game plan and everything. You have a strategy, and we stick to that. You don't let go of that. You know, you stick to the game plan. You study your opponent and all that stuff. But then you highlight your own qualities as well, and you match that against your opponent, and you stay on the path. But then as it gets closer to the fight in the locker room, I let everything go, because at this point, it should be ingrained in you. All your reactions should be like that. You should see something that's like, okay, I go this way. Okay, he's going this way. I'm going to do this. So all that stuff should be ready and prepared. So really, it's controlling your emotions, controlling your breathing, and keeping yourself calm and keeping yourself in a free state so you can just react and you can just do things as soon as they come. You don't want to hesitate. You don't want to do any of that stuff where it's like a delay. So, man, he was just telling me real things that would sort of like flick a switch inside of my mind. Like one thing he said, speed is my power, being quick and being fast. I don't need to try and hit someone as hard as I possibly can, because I already hit hard, and the human head can't really take that like that, no matter who you hit, man. So you just have to be precise. You got to be fast. And then I just want to hurt, man. I feel like there's three.
Tell, look at that. Yeah. Bro. You're gonna rip his neck off.
there's in my mind, there's three tiers to where you want to fight someone. There's winning, there's dominating, and then there's hurting them. And I really, really, really wanted to hurt him. There was just a phrase going through my mind for weeks. I just wanted to run through his face. He has a long neck, and
it's longer now.
Yeah, I saw like the gap of space. I think about stuff like that. There's a gap of space between his chest and his neck, and I was just like foaming at the mouth when I thought about it. I'm just like, the stuff that I could do, I could just grab him by his neck and just hit him, or I just want to choke him. I just want to hurt him. I just want
blood, huh, dog?
Yeah. Man, I want to do stuff to them that makes them think otherwise about
their
fighting
career
in general.
choices. Yeah,
Most peaceful, violent guy I've ever
the
met.
The UFC is gonna love you because that's what they want. They want guys that want to do that.
And I just want to be true to it, though. I feel like a lot of people can say stuff like that, and it can be like cringy or whatever. But I mean it.
He walks
like
it.
I mean it. Like I mean it. I swear to God, I mean it. And I just really want to hurt people. Like a funny story. Like when I was 12 years old, like the original UFC game, UFC Undisputed 2010, I would go in like the training mode, and it was like a CPU that couldn't fight back, but you could just hit them and they would bleed for like, I swear, listen. So I was
playing a UFC game on glitch mode.
I was homeschooled, so like my daily routine was wake up, do my homework, and then I just go to the gym, and I'd stay in the gym for 3 different classes, and I'd come back home at night, like 7 p.m., eat some Subway, and then I would just play that game, and I would just see how much blood could come out of like the CPU character before like the game would like time out. And I would just do that literally for hours.
Damn.
And then my mom would call me up for dinner and everything, and then I'd be upset, but then I'd just do the same thing every single day. So I just love thoughts like that of just making someone's face different, like having them react, seeing the expressions on their face when they're tired, or when they get hurt, or when they pretend like they're not hurt, or when they're trying to hurt you. I love the intimacy of fighting. That's something that motivates me, like the intimacy, like knowing someone inside that cage. You can really know someone that you fight better than you know your own family.
Yeah,
like the amount of intimacy and the amount of emotion that goes into that. And I really, really, really like examining someone and their expressions and knowing how they tick, and then making them tick in a different direction.
Were you homeschooled for wrestling?
So I was homeschooled up to my freshman year, and then I went to high school.
Yeah,
why do you say
that? Because like a lot of like dads or families that like really want their kid to be like really good at a sport, they'll homeschool them. They'll spend more time on athletics than they would at school.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a lot of private schools here in Orange County now that kids go to school for 2 hours and then they play like baseball for 4.
Yeah.
And it's like a private, like an IMG.
That's
Slam.
essentially what I did, and I would just wrestle all day.
Is that where your kid recently just won a wrestling competition?
He did his first wrestling tournament yesterday.
It was a full tournament?
Yeah, it was his first one ever. Yeah.
How about having to face TJ Dillashaw's son with TJ in the corner? Young Dillashaw.
I feel bad actually, dude.
Why?
Like, because he's got to have like, I almost want to like change his last name when I put him in the brackets.
Don't ever do that.
I just don't want all this pressure on him. I don't want pressure on him. You know what I mean?
His last name's a privilege, dude. Ask Michael Bisping about this. His son went and fought his first fight.
Yeah.
And he was telling us this amazing story. It's like, bro, that's your son and you're one of the greatest to ever do it. Who cares? The pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
Like he gets to have you at his tournament. Like, you know how many kids don't even have a dad, let alone they get to have TJ Dillashaw as their dad at a wrestling tournament? That's a privilege. Come on, man. You gotta, that's different. No way. Yeah. And your son already won.
I got another question for you though too. So the mentality you take into the cage of like want them to bleed and hurt and like run through them, like Is it hard to pull that back in training, like practice?
No, and I don't really know why. Because I can literally sometimes. God forgive me. Sometimes I feel like I'm a fake person because I have a bunch of different feelings within me, but then all those feelings are intense.
Yeah.
Okay, if I fight someone, I want to hurt, I want to do all this, but then I don't see it as that. I literally see it as fun. I'm not going out there with like a super angry face. I'm going out there with a smile on my face or no smile at all, like a super neutral face. When I go to compete, I'd like to think that I'm one of the guys that's really, really, really light, gentle, and technical. I like to go with the big guys, the small guys, everyone. So I like to have like a good pace, good technique, someone that you can rely on if you need to train with them. Like, okay, this guy's not going to try to hurt me. I love having that idea about myself. So there's so many different parts about me, but they're all true and real. I don't like to fake anything. But then I don't really know why I'm like that. Like everything is just all the way up or all the way down. There's no middle ground with me.
Gotcha.
You're like, merciless and aggressive in the cage. Outside the cage, you're soft-spoken and you're very intellectual. You're like the most human contradiction of a MMA fighter I've ever seen. How hard is it for you to like switch that on though when you get in the cage? Because you're not a mean guy. You're not a rude person. You're not like this angry fighter, like even watching you walk around the gym, sparring with you yesterday. I mean, you make sure I respect you by putting it on me, but you let me mess around and have fun, You got like, where does this switch come from? How do you lock in then? How do you get aggressive?
I think that's what makes him scary. To be honest with you, that's what makes him scary.
At any time?
Well, I mean, you expect somebody to be as the things that he's saying to be this gruff, unapproachable person. But what really makes him scary, in my opinion, is the fact that he's not only a great human being, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have to posture. He doesn't have to fake it. And if he wants to take your head off, he can. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even say there's a switch or there is a switch, but it's always on. Like it's on right now. There's not a time that I don't walk on the sidewalk and I don't think about how a fight would go with this person. It could be anybody. It's like I swear.
That's how Dwayne is, dude.
Dwayne
Ludwig?
I think like that
Dwayne
all the
Ludwig's
time.
always on.
Like the switch is always on. So
I saw you training today though, not to cut you off, but I saw you training, like you're picking up on things TJ's telling you, but then you're doing your own thing, but you're like 100% locked in, like for example, and coach, can you really walk me through, not the fluff of it, but what does the detailed practice day look like for a guy like this? Cause we've heard so many rumors about you always being in the gym, So what does it look like? Walk me through a rough practice day with this guy.
Well, when he came to Vegas, he moved to Vegas when he was 1-0. We linked him up with Flex Lewis over at Dragon's Lair. I got him.
Shout out to Flex Lewis. He's a man.
My boy. And I got him his strength and conditioning. It was also somebody, when I introduced him to him later on, he was like, dude, Flex is one of my biggest idols. So when you put him around hard work or people that might not be in the same demographic as you, but they have the same mindset, right? Like Flex is a world champion of what he does. So that was kind of the first thing, was like, hey, let's link him up with his strength and conditioning because that's something he likes to do. Now he has full access to a world-class gym. Let's introduce him to Francis. Let's get him around him. Let's go to dinner. Let's do this. Let's do that. It wasn't anything like super like, oh, we're going to work on this technique. It was more about the environment that we're going to set for him and him understanding that the longer you're here, the longer you spend time with these guys, the more you're going to take on for your career and understanding the routes and, and make it your own. That's what's important, right? And as a coach, I need to be adaptable to my athlete and knowing what he needs and what he needs to hear, how we need to pull him back. There's times where he might be overtraining. Yo, dude, take a day off. His last weight cut, he was like super low. Like, dude, go eat a steak. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I think there's that balance that we have to have, and we communicate every day. We talk every day. And
I'd rather have the fighter you got to pull back on than motivate.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I heard that you drank some coffee, read a book, and you walked to the gym when you heard that they overturned your fight with Cody.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's exactly what I did, man. It's like,
you didn't care?
That stuff doesn't hit me like that. Records don't even hit me like that. Every single time that I fight, I don't think that I'm on a win streak. I don't think about any of that stuff. I think that both guys are 0-0, and this is a brand new opportunity to see who has improved himself most as a fighter and as a man, and who's cultivated their minds in a way they can be productive and essential to this moment. And I just want to be that guy every single time.
I watch you in the cage. What kind of strategy, or what's your technique that you prioritize the most when it comes to wrestling, to grappling? Like, do you like being, that submission threat? Do you like being in the guard? Do you like being on top? Like, what is it that you look for the most? Because it seems like you're so versatile.
Versatile is a beautiful word, but I think I think my best attribute would be to be adaptable. I think I said that before. In a lot of different fighting situations or scenarios or grappling matches or whatever, you can't sort of like close your mind off to the idea of another attack or being on the defense for half a second. A lot of times when you're wrestling, guys will think 4 moves ahead or 5 moves ahead. Or I shoot the single, he's going to sprawl. Okay, I need to cut this way. Okay, he's going to defend this cut. I'm going to go this way. Okay, I need to disengage and then reshoot again. So I'm thinking 6, 7 moves ahead. But in order to do that, you can't be so focused on one technique. But it's weird because you have to do that technique all in. You have to commit to it, and you have to do it like it's the only thing that you're going to do. So sort of like having adaptability, man, and just being free in that moment.
What about like positional dominance? You're so long. You talked about it a little bit earlier when you're in the cage. Do you look for that? Is that why you feel like you've been getting so many finishes? Is it like, are you so good at managing that distance? Is that something that's coming from training with coach?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's helped me with that a lot as well, because a lot of times growing up in like other gyms even, I trained with a lot of guys that were smaller than me, especially in Maryland. You don't have like a lot of bodies as big as me and that move as fast as I move. So I was always training with the lighter guys. So I sort of didn't really think of myself as this person that had this 81-inch wingspan or this person that was 6'3". I never really saw myself as that. So I'd do techniques that smaller guys would do, and I would prioritize my speed over power. But now training with these other guys, I'm like, I'm big as them, if not bigger than them. So I'm using my reach more. I'm using my kicks more. I'm managing the distance more. And then all of a sudden, now I have this other tool. Now I've gotten good at the things that the lighter guys are good at. Now I'm using my own attributes and I'm highlighting different techniques that are specific to me.
Yeah, like 7 wins by knockout, 2 by submission. Clearly, you're always doing something right. What does the game plan look like going into this year?
Activity, and once again just highlighting the things that I do well. I think Joe Rogan said it. I'm coming into my own just a little bit. I'm 28 now, just turned, so like the maturity is coming in there. I've been signed for over a year now, so it's almost like I have like my own way of doing things, if that makes sense. But then I don't want to be arrogant and think that's the only way. I always want to take information from everyone, the smaller guys, the lighter guys, everyone in between, even people that may not be fighters that could speak about things on a mental level. So I want to accept all different types of information, use what's useful, and discard what isn't. That's some Bruce Lee stuff.
Discard what isn't. That's actually a great one. A lot of people don't talk about that. Kind of just not worrying about the things that don't help you. Right. I want to talk to you a little bit before I let you go. You know, the rankings right now in the middleweight division, I'm going to pull them up. I kind of want to see what you guys think, who is in the wrong rankings. I'm not trying to start any problems, but I do
Yes,
think I do think some of these rankings are a little off. So right now, Khamzat Chimaev being the champion, probably the most dominant champion we've seen in a long time in the middleweight division. And I think if there's anybody in the division that has a chance at making a run for the title, it's going to be you in this next coming year. You have Joe, number 15, Gregory, Paulo, Roman, Michael Venom Page, and Jared Cannonier. What do you think about that for 15 through 10? Coach?
Yeah, you know, that was a phone call that, you know, I just took from Mick Maynard right after his fight. It was like, you know, you ready to start putting him in the top 15? I said, you ready to start paying him like he's in the top 15? You know, so, but
now you're the agent.
Well, no, not really. We just have, this is a game of chess, you know, and I'm not going to put my athlete in a position where he's fighting a guy who's a title contender or former title contender for the pay, right? Like, it's important that we're making the right moves. On the contract that he's on right now, it's more about getting him cage time and these experiences and understanding what it takes to be a pro. You know, I told him.
Whose decision is that? Sorry to cut you off. Is that the manager or the coach?
All of ours. I mean, ultimately, if Mansur calls me tomorrow and was like, yo, we're fighting Khamzat, then that's what we're doing, right? Like, he's the CEO of his company. But this is why you have advisors. You have people around you that we can say, hold on, like, we're not going to fight one of these ranked guys when you're on this type of contract. It just makes no sense. So, and you know, again, it's his career, it's his decision. If he tells me we're doing this, then yeah, I got his back. But that's what we're here for, to help navigate. We've been in these scenarios. I've been in the game for 19 years now. I've seen, you know, the way the promotion works, and you know, the promotion does really well. And there's a reason why. They're smart at what they do.
Man, shout out to Mick Maynard. I always hit him up when I'm
looking
about a fighter to sponsor or someone to work with.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what do you think about this guy? He's like, yeah, that guy's good. This guy, no. He's really cool for
Mick is
looking out for us.
Mick is a good people, man.
So Jared Cannonier, too high, too low, or good where he's at, number 10?
I mean, dude, I think everybody's deserving of the number next to their name, right? That to me is just a roadmap. It is no disrespect to anybody on that list at all. Our job eventually is to put our name on that list, and then to be able to go out and take those names off the list. You know,
is there a name that you want in this top 15
right now?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that it doesn't matter to me, to be honest with you. You know, I train Roman Dolidze, I train Sean Strickland. I've seen what Mansur does in the room with all those guys. I know what he's capable of, and I think that's nice to have that comparison. Knowing you have a young athlete in Mansur rubbing elbows with the likes of Sean Strickland, who's taken a huge liking to Mansur and has been one of our main training partners. It's nice for him to be able to not only follow in his footsteps, but to carve his own path and know what Sean, and pick Sean's brain. Hey, you know, what it's like to be in these positions. We've had Sean in the corner for the contenders fight.
Yep.
You know,
how is Sean as a teammate?
Beautiful,
amazing,
man. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
walk me through that, Mansur.
Like what people might see on like the internet or whatever is not anything. If anything, he might highlight it in a way that like gains like a certain amount of attention, and in a funny way. But man, he's insightful. He has given me so much knowledge, not even just in fighting, but like as a man. And it's benefited me in so many beautiful ways. He's actually really, 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 really giving. Like if you ask him, all right, I want to train at this time, he's there before you're there. Like he's the one, man. He's the guy, and he's honestly a very, very, very good role model and a very good man too.
Wow, nice. Spoken like a true teammate. Jesus, I love that. It's good when you have people that can put respect on your name when you're not around. That's like the best quality about someone that I love. So that's awesome for you.
It's true though. Like Sean's not going to tell you what he's going to do. He does it by his actions. He shows you. And I think that's, you know, very important for people to understand what makes him a good teammate. You know, you see him on TV or you see him beating up streamers. That's all for us. That's all for us. That's all for fun and games. And, you know, but when you talk about a guy, when you earn that rite of passage as being a teammate, like he'll tell us, guys will come into the gym, you're like, hey, this guy is not our teammate. He's just here to train, or he's just here to use us. We should all be trying to kill this motherfucker. Oh, geez. And dudes would be like, all right. So we all know the vibe. And now there's
is that really the attitude that you have towards guests?
Not towards guests. It's not like, how do I explain it? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Sean's like, Sean will ask guys, are you coming to try out the gym to move here to be a teammate, or are you just here for the week?
To get some work in.
Oh, wow. Yeah, or you just here to get some work in. Yeah, we'll give you some work. And that's Sean's mentality.
How you guys work too?
And here's the thing, like people need to understand, Sean doesn't go around the corner and tell all the guys in the locker room, hey, we're gonna green light this guy. Sean tells it right to the motherfucker's face. He's like, are you here to be a teammate, to try the gym out, or are you just here to get some rounds? I'm here to get some rounds. Okay, we're going hard with you. Yeah. Tells them straight up. So you're not just like expecting that, oh, we're going to go light. And then all of a sudden he's trying to knock your head off. He lets you know well ahead of time, yo, you're going to have 5 hard rounds. Here's your gauntlet. You got him, you got me, you got Curtis, you got this, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to get your ass whooped today. And you know, I respect that because you know what you're going to get from Sean. You're never going to sugarcoat anything.
He keeps it real, man, because you got to think, what is a fighter thinking who's visiting the gym, who doesn't plan on staying there? What are they thinking? Okay, let me test myself against these guys. Let me get some work in. They're thinking about in the back of their mind or the front of their mind, let me see if I can get the better of these guys in this gym. So he's just keeping it real. He's just vocalizing. We're both thinking with this guy who's traveling in the gym and the guys who are in the actual gym, who are both thinking. He's just vocalizing it, putting it out there, and then people might want to chastise him or talk bad about him just because he's vocalizing what we're thinking as men and as fighters. So
he's real and up front.
Yeah, everyone's thinking it. Anytime I've gone anywhere to train somewhere, it's like I'm going to test myself against other fighters.
Right? Like,
Sean is to go test yourself.
Like I went to TriStar. Yeah, when I was, I think when I lost my belt the first time, I was like going to train. Dwayne would always do a really good job of like putting me with other coaches. Like he always had the confidence that I would always be coming back and like he's my coach, and he'd like put me in situations like, hey, go work with this boxing coach, or go to TriStar. And like I would go do 2 weeks at TriStar, and they had a killer of a room, and they loved to spar hard. So you're going up there, you're testing all your skills.
Is sparring too hard bad for the fighter though?
I think it just depends on what we're trying to accomplish
and
right?
how much of it you gotta go hard. Like you do. Like we are in a sport of fighting. Like I'm not going to be able to get to my best ability without going hard. There's got to be times to go hard. Yes, and there's times to go light, touch, spar, drill. Drillers make killers, but you have to go not only for your cardio, for your reaction times, for getting out the shakes of the nerves. Like, and it's also great to go to other gyms and go and spar. Like the Sean Strickland comes out and calls you like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking put it on you today." It's like. That's what some guys like. I need that because now I have those nerves of a fight, It's like going and training at other gyms is nice because you get those nerves, like you're testing yourself,
UFC 324, Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. We talked about this earlier. We also had Edmund on the show. That's one of your teammates.
Yep.
You guys get some good work in together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Edmund he's so technical, and then he's just a good person, man. It's always good energy and good vibes with him, and he's so insightful. He's an experienced fighter. He doesn't even fight like the amount of fights that he actually has, but he's experienced. He's a veteran, and he has a wealth of knowledge that I can always pull from.
Yeah, so
We've never seen that guy mad ever. We were laughing about that a couple days ago.
Edmund's never been mad.
I've never seen Edmund mad at all. At
He's in a
anything.
good mood all
All
the
You
the
have
time.
a lot of good people around you.
That rubs off on you, huh? Like having someone around you who's always in a good mood,
Yeah.
like helps pick you up too.
I mean, dude, you gotta be choosy about who you let into your circle, right?
Yeah.
Like you can have maybe the best champion, whatever, but if they don't match your energy or match what you're trying to accomplish as a team, they're going to become a cancer.
Yeah.
And we see that they're at the end of the day, they're going to take away rather than add to what we already have, So it's
I mean,
important.
so you kick guys out of the gym?
We have, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's not in a bad way. A lot of times, like Follis used to always teach us, he's like, they're going to ostracise themselves due to the standard.
Yeah.
If you have a high standard and you do things at a high pace and hard work beats everything. Like when we run our practices, we don't have any water breaks. Like we literally. He said it
Also,
the
they all
best.
thought I was a pussy when I told him to get water.
Yeah,
Only
we
one.
all looked around
Only
like,
kid
what?
who
What's
went and got
water?
water.
When you did that, no one got up.
Only one. only.
So confused.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we take pride in that, and that's something that we talked about in that sayings. Like we leave nothing for the swim back. We know we're going to try to drown people, and we're going to do it in the training room first, which is going to help you gain the confidence in knowing that you can do it live in a fight.
Hell yeah.
When I hear you talk and the way you guys train, I feel like I'm listening to like the Navy SEALs. I feel like it's like SEAL Team 7. The way you guys
do.
prioritize your terminology, the way you guys train, how kind of militant everybody is and how respectful they are when it comes to organization and the bag and how clean everybody is. Like it is definitely a refreshing look on an MMA team.
We draw a lot of inspiration from the special forces in a regard of they're the best in the world at what they do. How can we mimic the best in the world at what they do and apply it to what we do? I know that we're not going out to war and doing things life or death, but why not train that way and put the mentality like that? And furthermore, what's more beautiful than a group of individuals that are willing to lay their lives down for the person next to them? There's a scene in 300. We talk about this all the time. One of my favorite scenes in a lot of any movies, because I really think it transcends of who we are. The scene when Leonidas goes to the goat path, and there's the guy, the deformed guy, and the first thing he shows him is his thrust and how hard he can kill somebody. And then he asks him to lift up his shield, and he can't lift up his shield. And he explains to him, we protect the man to our left with our shield. And if you can't hold up the shield, the phalanx breaks. I don't care how offensive you are. I don't care about your record. I don't care about any of those things. Can you show me that you are a good teammate or you're a good human being? Can you hold up the shield to protect the guy next to you? That's what I think makes our team and our gym successful, and why it's important to be able to have that group and that unit that we can call upon.
Does the team get too big?
Well,
That's a great question.
I'm not trying to
200 bodies at Extreme Couture.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we do really well at navigating, is that we have so many great coaches. We're not cliquey. Like I'm able to leave and know that Dennis is going to do a phenomenal job and coach the way that he wants the gym to be ran in that moment. Nate or Ray or whoever it may be, we're all our own individual coaches, but we all still follow that same standard. We all still take care of each other. But with like this smaller group, we actually call it Dev Group, and that's when you're asking, which is something that we took away from Dan Ige's dad, who's a Navy SEAL. He talked to me a little bit about, think about your group of fighters that are they're all Navy SEALs. They all made it through BUD/S. Mm-hmm. But then what do you do with the guys that are the higher performers, right? The green team guys, the team 6 guys. You have to be able to take those guys to the side, and Tim calls it TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures. When are you developing new tactics? When are you developing these new things? And that's why we kind of make the practice a little bit more of an open forum. So each individual has to bring something to the table and break down a technique and tell Mansur has to show this. So like a couple days ago, we worked on something, and then Mansur shows something. And then the next sparring, Alex Polizzi, who's the most clunky freaking, just robotic striker of all time, lands something that Mansur was showing, and literally mid-round looks over at me and goes, Mansur! We're all cracking up because he just literally landed like some spinning wheel kick that not in a million years any of us would ever thought he would have done. Amazing. But I took a lot of pride in that, knowing that like this room that we're putting some of the brightest minds together, that guys are drawing from it and taking from it by investing their time and coming in and training and learning from each other.
Nice.
Keep the idea that you're an elite company, man. If you're an elite company, you bring something to the table so other people can eat. You go sharpen your tools, handle your obligations when you compete with honor, and do it all over again. This is the life that we live right now. We've put ourselves in this position. A lot of people like to say that, this life chose them or whatever. Man, we chose this life. We chose to be in this position. We chose to sign contracts. We chose to show up to train. So if you're going to do these things, have a smile on your face through the misery and handle your obligations as a man in a stand-up way. And then do it all over again. Represent yourself well, represent your team well, represent your family and all the people that support you well, and just take it lightly, man. Like I feel like a lot of people don't really appreciate the situation that they're in. Me, there's been so many times where I've slept on a couch that's been broken with stains on it that I couldn't even identify. Like, there's been so many times
living in Airbnbs and Tahiti and whatever.
Walking 3 miles to the gym, trying to bum a ride back home. If you can't do that, find a bus ride. Oh, wow, I don't have enough money for the bus. Let's walk back. And just doing all the things that are difficult, and then not even seeing those things as difficult because they become common, and then getting opportunities to train at a gym that Flex Lewis owns, coming here, being at Extreme Couture, really, really appreciating these moments, man, and just taking care of the place that you train, taking care of the places that you occupy, taking care of the people that occupy your time, taking care of your mind, and then just keeping yourself golden, man. We're an elite company, and we're very blessed to be in this position that we're in, and we're not common. So if you're not common, you need to put in uncommon work. And just do it like that, man.
So, and you guys have created this little dev crew. Does it like motivate the other guys that haven't made it there to like reach it?
Yeah, I think so. I think, in some ways, I know like some guys might have been bitter in the beginning of like, oh, how come I didn't get that invite? And I think a lot of it was us trying to figure out what we have and what we were trying to create, but also have this level of exclusivity to what we do. It's like, we can't come in and do that and you have to explain for 20 minutes how to do a switch cross hook.
Yeah.
Each one of these guys needs to know how to do it at a high capacity, but understanding the reasons why we're doing these things.
Yeah.
Those things are unteachable. Like we shouldn't be teaching those things in DevGru.
Yeah.
Those things should be already innate. Like, oh, I know exactly the terminologies. I know exactly what I'm trying to accomplish in those things. But it also, I think it gives something that guys want to strive for. Like at one point,
they should be able to look and see everyone that's in there. It's like, that's what they're doing. They're doing it right. They're leading by example. That's how I get there.
Yeah.
Right.
At one point, like our DevGru guys were like 9-0. Like when we started that training session, and it was like dudes were just fucking annihilating people. Like, and it was fun. Like, cause every one of us on the group chat, we all know the game plan. We all know what we're trying to accomplish because we've ran that route over and over and over. Then we'll run that route. Edmund's fighting this guy. We're doing this. And then everybody in the room is working together to achieve a common goal for Ed. And then when Ed does the fight and then ends the fight with a baiter, the fucking group chat goes off because we're all like, dude, it landed, or we did it, or we worked. And I think it adds a layer of self-accusation. Like we all feel a part of something bigger than just us, right? And again, like we draw a lot of that inspiration from the military. I've done 6 military tours. I get around these individuals, high performers, generals, things like that. And the one thing that I always take away from is like, how can you get these individuals that are 18, 19 years old, fresh out of high school, to teach them how to lay their life down, not only for their country, but more importantly, the person next to them. I get it. We're not going to war, and I'm not trying to do this stolen valor thing, but I take a lot of inspiration from the military on what we can do at a high standard when high performers are doing it better than us.
I mean, it shows. You have one of the best, most elite crews in MMA. And And I call it a crew because you just have so many bodies and everybody supporting everybody, and not everybody's in the UFC. Some guys are on their way up, but you make that team feel like a family. I mean, last night I was at dinner.
Guys in here are 2-0 that look great.
I know. Last night I was at a dinner with these guys. It was 10 p.m. They're eating pizza, throwing darts, hanging out. They cleared out this restaurant.
Eating pizza.
I was eating pizza.
We were eating pizza.
They were on a little cheat meal. But I just walk in and I'm just like, dude, a bunch of like vibes, a bunch of like surfer skater looking dudes in the back wearing Santo Studio and Jaxxon. I'm just like, if I ran up on this crew, I'd be like, I could smoke all these dudes. and then you slowly start to see, you know, like, damn, dude, they really are just enjoying each other's company. And that's the best thing when you have a team, because teams break up, families, you know, go stray, gyms crack. But when you have something that's like that, it's a lot harder for those types of things to happen because they can overcome. You can have things overcome it. I want to wrap it up with these 3 questions. O'Malley versus Song Yadong. This is going to be a big fight for the bantamweight division, UFC 324. It's coming up, one of the first fights on Paramount, January 24th. Who wins that one, TJ? Song Dong, Sean O'Malley?
I think O'Malley gets it done. I think he's able to use his distance. He's tall for 35s. He's really good at using his angles and his distance. I think he's going to pick him apart and really frustrate Song Yadong.
What do you think, Mansur?
I think O'Malley too. I think Song is definitely gonna try to use his wrestling, especially against the cage, and he's gonna try to close that distance and sort of like wear on TJ a little bit. Maybe use a good amount of judo too. But I feel like Sean O'Malley will defend that, keep him at range, keep him at a distance, and just pick him apart.
Coach,
I agree with all these guys. I think Song Yadong is a pressure fighter that moves forward very well, but overthrows his shots a lot, which could put him in a position where he can compromise his defense. And that's where I think Sean O'Malley is very good, is his pull counter series, sliding his feet out of the way and sniping guys and allowing them to overcommit and run into something that O'Malley's just pulled just enough out of distance to be able to pull counter and strike.
And then 2 quick ones, UFC 325, the co-main, Dan Hooker coming right back after a crazy fight with Armin, where Armin just put on an onslaught against Benoit Saint-Denis. Who do you think wins that one, TJ?
I really like Hooker. I like the way he fights. I like his personality. I'm hoping he gets that win.
He's a dog.
He's more athletic. I feel like he should be able to get it done, but it's a tough fight.
Yeah.
What about you, Mansur?
Heart says Hooker.
Yeah.
Mine says
Benoit Saint-Denis.
Saint-Denis. Mine says Saint-Denis.
Yeah.
He's on a certain type of rise right now, I feel.
Yeah.
And he's always an animal, always a dog. But I feel like Saint-Denis, he's on like a different type of
when you get that
right
edge,
now.
it's hard to get knocked off. You
different.
get a little bit more.
And then he's been in there too. He was in there with Poirier, even though he lost. It's a different type of experience you get in there with that.
And then Coach Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez, the rematch.
Yeah.
Diego Lopez was in here yesterday. We had Dan Ige in here. Diego's team was here. We did a private little camp here at Jaxxon Media House. So always something going on here. But Coach was gracious enough to come through, and we had the whole gym here. You saw Diego work a little bit. How do you think he's going to do in this rematch?
I think it's a great fight. I think a lot of times when you've already been in there with somebody, the guy that lost is going to take more out of it the second time around on maybe little things that he can improve on and where he can do better. I think it's I always say this, it's a difference between chaos and order. And Diego Lopez is the chaos. He needs to create chaos and make Alexander Volkanovski fight outside of his comfort zone. Volkanovski is very clean, very calculated striker. How can you make him get into a little bit more of a brawl? And I think for me personally, if I was on the Diego camp, I want to try to bottle Volkanovski up so you limit his movement and limit his footwork. I think that's something that Topuria did really well, was to bottleneck him and put him in the choke points of the cage and was able to find the finish. So if I take anything out from the 2 fights, I would tell Diego Lopez, you need to try to bottle him up a little bit more to limit that.
And last thing I got for you, Coach, before I let you go. First of all, thank you again for an amazing weekend here at Jaxxon.
No, thank you, brother.
You guys put together an amazing camp.
Thank you, TJ, man.
TJ, you did phenomenal.
This was all TJ's idea.
Yeah. And I'm excited to do a lot more of these this year. I think that's what we're trying to do here on the Jaxxon podcast this year. You know, we have a lot going on with Bisbing doing the Inside the Cage podcast and TJ doing the recaps.
Yep.
So I think it's exciting to see those 2 variations of content. And we're just trying to put out as much content as we can and allow these fighters to come here and use the facilities and train with our coaches and our team. Sean Strickland, big fight.
Yep.
He has a UFC fight night coming up versus Hernandez.
Yeah.
A lot of people are excited for this. Are you going to be cornering him?
Yep.
You're his head coach for that fight?
Cool. I'm coaching Sean for that fight.
Walk me through this fight. What do you think he's got to do to win this thing?
You know, Fluffy is a nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare. And I saw it firsthand when he fought Roman Dolidze. I don't think there's very many people in the world that was going to beat Fluffy that night, man. He just was, the moment the bell rang, he was working downhill. And for us, stylistically, Sean is very similar into that regard where he's a workhorse. He's a steady kind of like, he's not going to hit a sprint. He's going to hit the marathon. Love the fact that it's a 5-round fight. I think it favors both guys. I think a 5-round fight really does favor both these guys. But what Sean does with his counter wrestling, but also I think it's funny because we laugh all the time. Like, how good is this fucker's wrestling?
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
It's surprisingly good, and it's not technical. It's a heart thing. Like, this guy refuses to be in bad positions. He refuses to kind of just be on his back with his shoulder blades down and things like that. Like, it's gonna be an interesting matchup, man. I'm looking forward to really sitting down and game planning it. And flowers to Fluffy, man. This guy's been doing a lot of really good work lately. I think he's an 8-fight winning streak. I don't even know. He's killing it. He's killing it. And dude, like, Fluffy came and trained with us for about a year during COVID. His coach, Jim West, sent him down because obviously all the gyms in Cali were closed. So Fluffy came out, Max Griffin. So we know Fluffy really well. I consider him a friend. So all due respect, man, we have to go out there and do our job and go out and get a finish.
Yeah.
TJ, with both of their styles being a little awkward and in terms of the aggressiveness and both of them having an insane pace, what do you think a guy like Sean Strickland has to do to beat him?
I mean, they both have insane pace, but I think the volume of Strickland is a lot harder to deal with when it comes to cardio. So if I had to pick cardio-wise who's better for a 5-round fight, I would say Strickland, just because, like, his peppering, he's nonstop on you, he's getting you to think, right? Yes, Fluffy's got great cardio and he works real hard as well too. But when it comes to the aspect of being a 5-round fight, I think it's actually more of a favor for Strickland. It's a tough fight, man. Fluffy's good. He's proven himself time and time again. He's so unassuming when you look at him, but he just gets out there and gets it done.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in Edmund's corner when he fought Fluffy?
No, I started cornering Ed 3 fights ago. So it was the Dylan Budka fight. We had Andre Petrosky.
Yeah.
And then with our last fight versus Muniz. But Edmund cross-trained with us a bunch, and Dewey Cooper's a very close friend of mine. So when I kind of inherited Ed, I knew him very well already. I knew what he was capable of. So, but like Ed was saying, man, these are some of those fights where I think Edmund can win on a good night. We just small adjustments in those fights are his.
Yeah, Fluffy definitely is on a crazy winning streak right now, and I know that Sean Strickland's ready to come out and put the pause on someone.
For sure, man. And this is a great fight to come back to stylistically. After we had Dricus, then we had Paulo Costa, and then Dricus again. And I think this is one of those things, like, we as a team, myself and Sean, we had to go through, like, not necessarily a rough patch, but we had to like.
Are you guys on good terms?
Oh, yeah. Dude, we were on good terms a week or two after that situation. And I think man to man, we sat down and he understood where I was coming from. I apologized for the platform that I decided to take that energy into. And it was just the wrong timing. And he understood that. And he even said, he's like, bro, the only reason why you said it is because you love me and you care for me. Yeah. You want to see what's best for me. So it
takes a strong person to understand that, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think I took a football approach in a MMA space. Like in football, you're like, hey, I'm calling this dude out on the fucking dais or the press conference to try to motivate him, and it just wasn't the right approach for my part. I don't regret it at all because I actually got to learn a lot from it. I took a lot from that scenario on how to be a better coach, a better teammate, and better for all of us around. But the bottom line is dude, I give a shit. I care. And I know what Sean's capable of. He knows what Sean's capable of. And
are you guys bringing Alex Pereira into the camp?
Probably not. I think, with these guys, they're they train on, he's on the East Coast and he's got your girl now, so he's locked her up.
Who's he with?
I don't even know. You told me.
Who's Alex Pereira with now?
You told me.
Cortez.
No, they're together? Yeah. Oh, Rampage is going to lose it. That was his girl. Cutman Tate's going to have a meltdown. Are they really together?
You were the one telling me, pal.
I don't know. I don't look at these things. I just focus on fighting. I just watch tape all day. I don't get involved. I don't get involved with all the I don't get involved with.
He just zooms in on jock straps and looks at the bulls.
Yeah. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Yeah.
This dude all week long,
What happened?
One reel.
What happened?
One reel on repeat was what?
What happened?
All week long, bro. We're driving in the car. This dude had Tracy Cortez on his.
Oh, I cannot believe she's with Alex Pierre now. Did you know this?
Yeah, look at
He just what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's because he was showing me the Instagram.
Yeah,
if you
I
go
was
on
showing
MMA
you.
Uncensored, there's an Instagram video of them like on a plane, and Coach Nicksick was like,
Yeah,
yo, look at
right.
this one. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy what a guy of your stature and how much you have going on that you could still focus on the finer details of MMA. Like, you still keep your eyes into everything, right?
Oh, dude,
what's going on at the UFC what's going on?
You gotta be careful what you say because now he's gonna edit it. So
Yeah. Now,
No, we're good. There's no editing. This is all stayed in.
Wow.
But, hey, before we wrap up, thank you again, Coach.
Thank you,
Mansur,
brother.
thank you. It's amazing getting to watch you work. TJ, thank you as always. And guys, if you guys want to see all the behind the scenes, right now we're going to step in the cage and we're going to show you guys some of the technique that Mansur and Coach Eric Nicksick have been working on and what they like to do, how they train, what they look at. TJ kind of coming from the same lineage of study, this Bang Muay Thai system, the way you're able to create movements, cut off the cage, different angles, the way they're able to switch stances. It's just amazing. The things they do, if you're really into MMA and the technical side of MMA, there's no better guys to be learning from. Two of the biggest legends in the game and an upcoming rising superstar. So make sure you guys check it all out. And now we're going to head into the cage. Thanks for watching. All right, so we got one of the best middleweights in the world right here, Mansur. Extreme Couture, Eric Nicksick. We're going to kind of break down one of the techniques he likes to do, something he likes to train and drill. Coach, you want to let us know what you guys got cooking?
I have no idea what the hell you guys want him to do. This dude, we just let him go, bro.
that's the key for me. I really like this one. So we start off with it's a move called a sadi. So I'll go jab, and I'll go lead teep right here, and I'll go swing back. So this is open stance, and once I go right to open stance, as soon as this foot lands, I'll throw a yan. So I'll go big hook, and I'll go right to the head, or I'll go right to the body. But it's all based off of that first sequence. So I'm moving, I'll go sadi. This one comes here. As soon as this foot lands, big hook to a kick or to a body.
What is that? What's up with the, why are you releasing it right when it comes right back down?
What do you mean?
You get a way bigger kick. You get a way bigger kick, and plus, guys don't really expect you to throw offense as soon as this foot lands. Usually if this lands, guys will be kind of moving around because they don't really know how to fight from a southpaw stance or like an open stance. But if you throw this, and as soon as this lands, a big kick back, it's a complete game changer.
So break down the Saudi, kind of explain to him what we're looking for, and essentially when he's throwing a jab, if I'm parrying rear hand parry, there's going to be, again, we talked about holes in the defense, what can he exploit? Out of open stance especially too, you'll see this all the time. If guys throw a long cross, he can shut my liver down with that teep to kind of keep his distance. But again, like we talked about the athlete and what he's able to do with his skill set. He has very good kicks from all different angles. So when he's close stance, go back to closed, he's able to get this kick off. And I want you guys to watch his knee line. What's important is that every time he throws a kick, it should look the same coming out of the chute. So his knee's gonna come up and he's gonna identify the fact that right now he's gonna have this teep, but most importantly, he's able to put this foot down without falling forward and his weight isn't going backwards. So the power's literally in his hip flexor. If he comes out with a stiff leg, it's kind of identified as more as a kick. I'm not seeing anything. If you go back and watch Aljamain versus Marlon Moraes, Aljamain was taking a shot, Moraes was actually throwing a kick, but because his technique was good and his knee was coming up the midline, the knee is what actually landed, but it was a kick that it was being thrown. So it's very important for us to be able to hide whether we're throwing a teep, a knee, a kick. Now we talk about a guy with great kicks and great technique. He can make this teep into his question mark. So all these things all look the same coming out the chute. I can't tell what it is. So then we call this a drop step. So drop steps are anything off of a kick into a new stance. He drops steps, takes his lead leg as now his rear leg, and we like to try to get on offense right away. We talked earlier about paying homage to the techniques that we might learn from, and this is what we call the Piotr Jan. We've been working this a long, long time. He actually, we saw it in Piotr Jan, the man.
He just used it in his last fight.
The man. You name all your techniques after the fighters you pull them from?
Yeah. We try. You steal them from a fighter. You see a particular technique, but I got to hold pads for Jan. Like 6-7 years ago, and he doesn't speak English. I don't speak Russian, but we speak MMA. And being able to hold pads for him and trying to catch a flow, I would start to see that he does a lot of throwaways. we call it eye candy. He's throwing things at my face to where I'm looking at it, seeing as a punch, but he's looking at where my defensive responsibilities are, or the holes. So what we're looking for is, even if this is out of close stance, he's gonna throw away a hook. As he throws the hook away, if my hands react, there's the opening for the kick, whether it's the body. If I lean away, my leg is there. If he throws a hook and maybe my hands drop, I don't know, whatever, he can set up the kick off of the eye candy that we're talking about. He wants me to believe that a hook is coming. So if I hard block, he knows that this is open. There's the kick, right?
So is the eye candy more just like dramatic feints, more like intentional feints? Is it
Exactly.
Yeah.
We call them throwaways or eye candy. It's just to dress up your combinations. On tape, if, let's say, for example, Mansur's throwing a low kick and he drops his hand, that's an indicator to me that a kick is coming. I know it's not a cross. You're not going to drop your hand and throw a cross. Maybe some guys do the pump. But if that's a timing thing, if I see that hand drop and the kick is coming, I'm gonna try to step in and intercept that low kick. So a lot of times, like what Dwayne would always teach us, is to touch the shoulder or to have your hands defensive responsible. So if he's throwing the kick across the body, I don't really have a counter. I can't really, we say create traffic. So all the stuff that he's doing, he's creating traffic with his hands and taking my eyes off of what the actual technique is.
TJ, you were teaching a little bit of this today. I saw the kick.
I didn't do that. I didn't show the hook kick. I love it. I love the hook kick, because if I'm going to hook you, what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah.
It's like so money.
Oh. Yeah. That hurt. That was nice. I think it broke my rib.
So that's why we like to do it out of open. A lot of times too is that he's going to have a little bit more space and some wiggle room, depending on the technique of what he wants to try to accomplish. So when he goes to maybe an inside low and do a drop step, then we get right back to our offense, and then now that kick's coming right away.
I love it. I love the fact that you're able to take bits and pieces of everything that we see in the MMA universe and then kind of make it your own. And TJ was saying that's why he thinks you're such a great coach. There's so much that goes into that. And you can see that your guys are super intellectual when it comes to the fight game. Like, they actually care about the technique. They care about just going the extra distance and naming all these things.
Sure.
I would run out of names.
We honestly have some of the best team and the best coaches around. Like, if you're not learning from each one of these individuals that are performing at a high level, I think it's important. Like, we run these practices where, you know, a day Cody Stamen is going to be running something, you got Jeremy running something, Puna runs something. Everybody's putting it into the pot, and we're able to take those things. Like, hey, what do you do out of this position? And we're able to take that. We call it Sadabu because Sadabu C. All right, he does really well with his teeps. So we pay homage to Sadi, teaching us that technique, and how do we apply it to make it our own.
And before we wrap this up, one thing I want to ask you, how do you develop a technique that you feel works best for you? Like, how do you find the one that you like? Is it something that works in a fight, something that just feels natural? How do you find that perfect technique that you then say, hey, this is the one that I want to go deep with?
Personally, it's just trial and error. I don't shut off my mind to any sort of technique. A lot of times when you get a guy and you teach them something, they're automatically like, no, that doesn't work. For me, I'll try it in sparring, try it some more. Then I'm like, okay, this doesn't really feel like me, but I might use it in a different situation. This is fighting, so many things can happen. A lot of different situations can happen, and then all of a sudden, that move could be the one. So I sort of don't close off my mind to any sort of technique, but I just keep my mind open, and then I use the things that are specific to my body. I have a long reach, I have long legs, so a lot of different kicks and a lot of different yawn movements, a lot of different big movements could work for me that couldn't work for shorter guys or smaller guys.
Yeah.
I'll take it even one step further that he's saying. It might not be a technique that you might personally use, but you might go against an opponent that is good at that technique, and by drilling it and seeing it live, you're seeing it now from a defensive perspective as well.
No, it's just incredible. I think everything about the way you run your camp, the way the fighters respect you, the way you respect them, it shows. And then when you see these techniques thoughtfully explained, there's so much more to the game than what most people think. I've learned that from TJ, but now seeing it from a different point of view, like you. I know you guys all come from the Dwayne Ludwig, lineage, but it's so amazing and so thoughtful. And I think that's the best thing. Like you said today, sparring, shadow boxing, a lot of that with intention. Like if you were fighting and you could see just the way you're drilling is always with intention. So I think that's the biggest takeaways. A lot of the practice, a lot of things you do, it's always with intention. It's not just going through the motions.
Yeah, I was really proud of all these guys today because they showed up and TJ ran a lot of the routes that they're comfortable and familiar with. It'd be embarrassing for us to show up and TJ's teaching them how to throw a switch cross hook. Mm-hmm. These are things that we should all know and should be ingrained in our system and the way we coach it, but also the way we can perform it and understand why we do it. That's another important part. Don't just throw it just to throw it, and understand why you're doing it.
So after almost 2.5 years of working with Coach Eric Nicksick, and obviously for those of you that don't know or haven't gone back in the catalog enough, the first ever 3 podcasts we ever filmed were at my house. One was with Rampage Jaxxon, who's streaming. We love Rampage. The other one was with Eric Nicksick and Dan Ige, and one was with Avenged Sevenfold Matt. So we did those 3 podcasts in my living room at my house 3.5 years ago and realized, hey, this would be something fun. Let's go deep with MMA and boxing. I have a great love and respect for these guys, and that's how this podcast all started. And then eventually we got Rampage as the co-host and Ryan Sheckler as the co-host. And that's why we have so many moto skate podcasts with Twitch. So cool to see years later, Coach still doing it at the highest level, still supporting the brand, still part of the family, and now just kind of building the next phase of world champions, and TJ still being so heavily involved. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see the behind the scenes, go check out the Jaxxon Podcast Discord. We have plenty of behind the scenes coming your way with a lot more inside the cage, what Biz being, a lot of the coaches' corners where TJ sits down with some of the best coaches and fighters in the world and breaks down the fights, plus the UFC recaps, which we know you guys love, where TJ breaks down all the fights and give you guys a really good perspective on what's going on in the world of MMA. I'm Bear. Thanks for watching.